Well, hello, hi. It is me, it is I, small town Didi, your Khadi, and these every internet and akastrecha and bakalau yala. We need to get into episode 2 of the Real Housewives of Lagos, and you know what? The season is starting off okay. It's good. It's a nice pace. I like what's going on. Still haven't watched 3 and 4. I'll have 3 playing while I'm working, and then I'll sit down, watch it a second time to make notes, because I'm trying to get these out to you so I can be on track with them. But don't hold me to that. Don't do things like that. Okay, great. First scene, we meet up with Iabo and we meet her man. What's his name again? Is it Polo or Paul? Okay, it's like Paul with an O. Oh my god, I forget how to pronounce it. It's Palo. I think it's Palo. I think that's how they say it, right? Older gentleman, but she's also a woman of a particular age. Seems age appropriate to me. She gets to be a little princess. She seems to be feeling very in love and everything. It feels real. It feels authentic. Remember that for when I start talking about Choma, okay? I love that for them. They have a 10-year age gap, but of an appropriate kind. Not the shit that you people like to do where you're in your early 30s or even your late 30s, welling a 19-year-old and trying to act like that makes sense. That person hasn't lived enough life. Aka same here. He's what? He's going to be 56, meaning she's what, 46 or something like that. That tracks. That tracks to me, right? She's a grown woman. She's seen enough of the world. We can't even say that she's been groomed or duped or anything like that. So it's cute. I love to see older people in love. It's one of my favorite things. I love when we can, like, especially on platforms, have it be platformed that no, you don't expire, you don't become like, invalid somehow, and no man will ever speak to you because you're now 40 or some rubbish. So I love to see this kind of stuff. And then Choma goes to visit, I wanted to say Tiana, and it's not Tanya goes to visit Tanya. She's in a little Barbie core outfit meets Chanel. I don't know, but like, one thing about Choma, she does a good job of being on brand every time she's on screen, right? And I'm not gonna say she's old because I don't know. She's shooting a show, like she's doing television, she's making television. So she knows to wear her brand, which is this like hyper feminine in the sense that we think it bombshell kind of thing. She sells the weaves for the girls who like to live that kind of lifestyle. So she's constantly showing up, looking and selling her brand to you without having to open her mouth. So she doesn't constantly have to be like, oh, on good hair, unless she's at good hair and they're talking about that, it makes sense. But it's not a constant trying to push product on us. She wears it. She's the billboard. She does great at that. She really does, right? Little obnoxious, but like, I get it and I like it for her and the girls who like that. I get it. She goes to see her and they chat about God knows what they... At the end, they decide that they're going to go on a diet. And I think that's what stuck with me because I'm obsessed with weight loss. Literally, I don't recall any part of this chat. My notes say they're going on a diet. That's what my fucking notes say. A lot was said. I'm pretty sure they talked about her beef with Toyin. Pretty sure that came up. But no, my notes, they're going on a diet. Because maybe they're going to show us how they're going to do it. But the girls are always like, gonna like be in Turkey somewhere on a table, getting sucked, pulled, fucking taut, honey, and then coming back and telling us how they be in the gym working out. Okay. Toyin goes over to see Miriam because she wasn't available to do that non-event that Miriam had, where I'm still confused as to what it was. What was that? I mean, sure, the other girls showed up like dressed inappropriately, but the other women, to her point, were also not dressed like they're at the spa. What even is the meaning? She shows up there, they have their chats. Miriam decides not to give her the blow by blow as to what exactly happened at this gathering, what was said, what wasn't said. She's like, it's not my place. She'll find out. I understand Miriam not wanting to be a shit stirrer, but if they're as close as she says they are, you can always find a way to frame things. If you felt like something was said, but it wasn't malicious, you can always say that, oh, this came up or that came up, right? It's a group dynamic. It's an ensemble. There is no way you're going to come together with the ladies and, you know, the issues in the group don't come up. Really? I did think it was nice for Toyin to go and, you know, show face because she wasn't able to make it to this event, which is a lot for her because, you know, she's always acting like she's busy. She's the busiest person there ever was, and she's so busy. She's wearing all the hats. I mean, if you have to take care of the men and stuff, I guess you can be that. Laura links up with Faith. Laura and Faith annoy me so much. They go for like an exclusive shopping experience. She shuts down the store. It's champagne. Laura is being all extra and animated again and just draining my life force. She feels like a vacuum that just goes, the Teletubby one, and just sucks the life out of me when she shows up on screen because she's put on and I can't, it's not very palatable. It's not real. It doesn't feel real. This is some of the shit that they're talking about when they say that we women need to be honest with ourselves. Why are you gassing Faith over that train? Why are you telling Faith, oh my God, you just... No. It was none of that. It was never given that. It was never gonna give that. Faith was probably embarrassed. Like she went home, she's like, oh wow, what I did not land. And you're here trying to amp it up like blah, blah, blah. Also, they're dynamic, nah? I understand they're still building a friendship. Faith has just moved to Nigeria or moved back. Not sure which one. Laura is established there. But even in the dynamic of the group and the ease with which Toyin just thought she could discard of Laura speaks to the hierarchy of the group, their social standing, who has more, who has a little bit here, right? The other women seem to hold each other in high regard and high esteem. These are the girls from the last season, right? So Miriam, Toyin, Choma, Iabo. They seem fine. Laura was stank, but Laura had a lot of friction with Choma and then some with Caro, who's not back. She had some issues with Caroline as well, and then whatever. I can't figure out what Iabo is. Iabo like Bluetoothing things and deciding that she also doesn't like Laura, because I can't remember an actual interaction of, except for maybe she felt snubbed because Laura didn't go on her boat in that first episode, but then went on the yacht that they had in Dubai. That's not reason enough for her to have this kind of like disdain for her very presence. It's something is not tracking, but it's almost like she's very low. And when Faith is now moving like a person who's realizing that I think I hitched my wagon to the wrong train. I thought Laura was the way into the society around here in Lagos with these particular women, but she seems to be on the outs with them. So the fact that I'm the one being brought in, I'm getting whatever flack that she gets as an extension of her, somebody being brought in by her. It's like they're treating her how they would treat Laura, because they don't see it for Laura. They don't rate her the way they rate each other. That's the thing. I really think people who move like this, because it's giving social clamor, right? Because sometimes you have the things, right? Aesthetically, you are positioned well, but you haven't managed to buy your way into the right spaces or work your way into those spaces. And you will step on anybody and sacrifice anybody if it looks like they're not gonna get you into these spaces. So I'm interested to see as to how their friendship blossoms, how loyal she's going to be to Laura moving forward and stuff, or if she's going to discard of her at the slightest inconvenience, and also in an attempt to get in good with the other women. I really want to see that. Anyway, Laura mentions Iabo stepping on Thinga. Yabo is so disappointing this season. Why? I dig her. Why's she doing this? They show a little flashback where she's stepping on this woman's dress. You think it's inappropriate and it's too much dress, but baby, you could have walked the other way around. There was plenty room. Why are you stepping on the... And the way she underreacts, Faith, to what happened to the dress being stepped on, that's how I know she wants to get in good with these women. Right? You being hazed, you're a grown woman being hazed by another, I think, fucking not. I would like to see... I would want to see that happen to me with my... You're going to haze... I'm over here, well over 40, okay? I'm a 6 foot, you know, every episode she used to remind us. And I'm being hazed by this leprechaun 46-year-old. Choma sorting out her closet, and she has, is it her sister, her whomever, she has somebody over who's bland enough for me to not remember them, because clearly, why don't I have notes like pertaining to this actual person? And she discusses that she may have, I have a video I want to do on this, and maybe I'll do it right after I record this one, but like, it's everything is so excessive. I mean, I get it, that's the brand, and some girls really want to live this life of like, more is more is more is more is more. But it's like, is it really? She speaks to having like 2,000 to 3,000 items, like, or articles of clothing. And I'm not sure if she's speaking to like custom made pieces over the years for attending every little thing under the sun. Envelope openings, drying of paints, you know, things like that. But like she has, you know, an impressive collection, and she lifts this other one, and she's like, you know, an ex of hers bought this for her, and she's now seeing this new man who hasn't gifted her anything, even though he knows that she's this girl who likes tangibles, right? And she doesn't know what's up with that because he's a great communicator. But she says in her confessionals in Nigeria, in Lagos in particular, that when men find out that you are the kind of girl who likes the kind of stuff that she does, they label you a gold digger, even though you're able to provide for yourself. It's always the ones without gold. It's always the ones without even a metal of any kind that reflects when it hits the sun, such that you could confuse it for gold. They don't even have mud, like nothing. Always the ones with nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not a gold spray painted fucking shit who think you're coming to dig for their gold. It's always them. Stay away from those people. Anyway, about this, it feels like Portia Williams all over again throughout several seasons of Atlanta, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, trying to fabricate a love life storyline for us. Iyabo's giving us some of a love life. Last year or last season, she shut it down immediately. Didn't want to get into it. Choma gave us nothing with regards to her love life as well last season. So I'm guessing coming into this season, production was like, we need to know what you need to have a lover. Iyabo's feels real and authentic, like that's just something that happened by fate and whatever or else. Choma's one feels no. Because ain't no way a girl like this is putting up with a dude who's not buying her more things she doesn't need. Ain't no way. Unless it's for television. Okay, great. Faith links up with Iyabo and she has a bodyguard. Yo, I'm perplexed, guys. Faith meets up with Iyabo. She has a bodyguard. She says she wears a lot of her stuff. Like, she wears her jewelry that costs X amount. And, you know, so she feels safe. I feel like you're attracting more attention by doing that. And also posting in real time, which people tell us about. And posting the items that you own online. Posting the items you own and you wearing them out so people know, oh, you wear them. when you do that, then obviously you're gonna feel like a soft target because you've put your things out there like that. But I think Faith was doing it for the show and she wants attention. First of all, bodyguard is like Iabo's height. I'm like, Faith, you could take them, girl. Like, you could just like push them. Like, what she need this man for? But anyway, she's a bodyguard. Iabo's like, why? Where does she have one? I'm an actress, maybe because like I feel like people would recognize me, my personal space would not be respected. I might have a need from time to time to show up with security, but okay, girl, whatever. They sit down, they have a chat. Iabo brings up her wearing that dress. She's like, I went through your social media. You show a lot of skin and stuff, but you don't dress inappropriately. Like, you know how to show up, when to show up. Did you show up with that train to try and impress us? She's like, no, I don't want to impress. She's like, then why? Iabo is I don't know if her dislike for Faith is because of her daughter, Priscilla, trying to collaborate with her. So she's from jump trying to establish with her that I feel like you're trying to use my child or something. I don't know what her real beef is, because it can't be the dress and you just feeling like you're Miss Etiquette and she's dressed inappropriately and blah, 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 and blah, 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 because that doesn't even track. Faith then mentions that she now wants to be an actress. Iabo doesn't apologize, or the stepping of the dress doesn't get brought up, because why? Faith badly wants to get in cool with these girls. They're not gonna respect you. You're gonna be the ice girl, iced out, but ice girl. Nonetheless, you're gonna, because you are not, how somebody step on your dress and they still have the nerve to sit across from you and ask you about, oh, why'd you wear that? And then you don't say back to them, why'd you step on my dress? You're just like, yeah, I want to get into acting. It's like, Laura shows up and then Iabo leaves. She doesn't even sit. She's like, I don't understand the need for the gathering of Laura and I, because I'm not friends with Laura. I really need some. Maybe I should have watched the last season before the season started, because I don't understand why Iabo is feeling the way she's feeling. I don't get it. But okay, she left there. Laura stays behind and she's like, see, I really did need my coffee. I barely got any sleep, you guys. It's bright and early. Laura's like, oh, what did Iabo, blah, blah, blah. What were you and Iabo talk about? And Faith tells her stuff and she's like, did she apologize for the dress? She's like, no, blah, blah, blah. It didn't come. This woman is about to throw Laura. I guess let me stop saying that. Choma goes to the office. Choma staff look like they don't know why she's there, or the camera struck or something. But she's like, hi, everybody. Oh my God, making them. And everybody's just like, they're looking at her like, you ain't never here. You're not even the boss like that. What is this photo op moment? Like, they look confused about. So I don't know what's going on, girl. Are you ever at that office? Or is it the camera throwing them off? And I'm only picking up on this because later on, Dr. Ramal, that short man who's friends with Faith, or whatever it is that they are, acquaintances of sorts or whatever, mentions that, or it's in the previous episode, that I've heard the street say she's not very bright, you know? And I was like, what's going on? Your stuff don't know you. Also, why is she redoing brass and copper? Everything still looks in mint. I guess it's fine. Faith meets up with Dr. Ramal, and I said here, I don't like him. I'm not taking to him, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. He's just so put on. I can't do the put on shit. Anyway, Faith mentions that, it's here. I thought it was in the last episode. It's in the next scene where he's like, oh, how's everybody, blah, blah, blah. And then Faith extends an invitation to this man. This thing, guys, of the +1. Yo, guys, where do they do this at? Is this a reality television plot? Because ain't no way. And they all do it. The Durban girls do it. The Cape Town, they all do it. Just bring somebody along to something. And it's especially when it's a trip. It's like, no. To cater for a person, That's how I'm like, it has to be for TV because production must know you're coming. They must. Choma links up with Iyabo. Iyabo, Miss I'm going to police how other people are dressed, shows up here in what I can only describe as Priscilla's Sweet 16 dress. Her boobs are falling out of it, and I'm like, the fucking nerve of you. Bitch, you would not step on my train. Luckily for her, the only thing that ever saves her whenever she looks like, when Tiana styles her, or when she styles and in her confessionals, she looks. But for everyday wear, Iyabo always borders on like tacky, accessible. Her and Laura almost do the same thing sometimes. Like for everyday kind of thing. So here she is. Her boobs are practically falling out of this thing. Her bra's showing and stuff. And 2 scenes back, she thought she could tell Faith what to wear. Baby, I think not, okay? They have their little chat and she's like to... Choma mentioned in the scene where she's sorting out her stuff that she wants to have a yard sale. And it throws me off every time she says that because except for the dresses, what's being sold? Nothing else. So it's a shop my closet. It's not a fucking yard sale. What else in the yard is going up on auction? Stop it. Anyway, she's like, you know, can you and Tiana you and Toyin try to find each other and see eye to eye and try to sort some things out, you know? And she's like, why must I be the bigger person? I really don't want to have to deal with this person, you know, she launched at me. Like, this person wanted to physically attack me and stuff. But, you know, she's like, she'll give it a bit more thought because she also cares about Yabo and blah, 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 blah. But I don't know why they want to try and make them get along. Because first of all, what's the beef? If we can't even locate the beef, how do we begin to remedy the situation? Because Toyin will never just say... Because it really smells... And I'm not a person who's quick to say somebody is jealous. But it's almost like she wants to be the only fashion girl in the room. And because her fashion is high fashion. And, what's her name? This girl. Choma's fashion is, yes, it's like luxury brands, whatever that means. Or rather just brands and more understood. I don't understand. It's almost like she feels like she's somehow taking her thunder, like her fashion thunder, because her response to what happened last season was disproportionate to whatever had transpired, such that I can't even recall what happened to elicit that kind of reaction from her of wanting to now hit this woman. Can't remember. Toyin visits Iyabo at Iyabo's man's place and they get to chatting and I love the fresh face look she's rocking. You know, it's really cute. They both look quite cute and stuff. And she's like, you know, you and I have discussed how you say she pushed your buttons and stuff, but I still think you were wrong to charge at her like that. I respect Iyabo for being real with her friend in this moment, and Tiana received it rather well, actually, considering, but again, it's the respect thing. She actually respects Iyabo. They recognize each other as peers and that they're accomplished women and so forth and so on. And I don't think she's ever viewed Laura like that. Maybe she viewed Laura like her fucking lackey or something. I don't know. Like skeevy more. I don't know, honey. But like that was never the dynamic. And Laura thought they were in a sisterhood, but they were in a I'm above you, you're over here kind of setup. And she's like, you know, you should be the bigger person and apologize. And I'm extending an invitation again with this shit for you to come to this so-called yard sale, honey. And Tiana's like, why doesn't Thingaki extend an invitation? This isn't a confessional. I'll only go if she invites me personally. But she ends up showing up at this thing. We see the venue getting ready. They're getting everything ready. It's a big setup. It's really, really nice because it's always bigger. It's always better with a person like Choma. And I love that for her. And the people trickle in. The first person to arrive is who's this one? Faith arrives, and then this boring girl, well, she's boring for now, Tanya, arrives and stuff. When you look like that, you get to be boring and mediocre. Like, people applaud you for smiling and stuff, so I guess you never have to be interesting. But we'll see moving forward. People trickle in and stuff, and then Tiana shows up, and she actually does apologize. And everybody seems to be getting along for the most part. They go on to start the bidding process. Everybody bids except for Faith. It's for charity, and the numbers are strange for my ears because I'm South African. So hearing those kinds of numbers thrown around, our currencies don't work the same and stuff. So it's always jarring for me. And then I have to remember that, okay, if I convert it, it's gonna then it starts to make a little bit more sense. But it's very, very jarring for me. It's like a million, a what, a who, why? But yeah, anyway, they bid and stuff. Faith doesn't bid. She's like, I don't even know if any of these things will fit the ladies here, any of Choma's things. It's for charity though. You could always gift it to somebody, right? If you meant to. And I don't know if people knew beforehand that it was for charity, because then you should show up with intention to support and to bid, because otherwise why show up at all? Why? Buy a bag. Don't buy anything. Just donate to the charity, right? But to sit there and look into nothingness and look disinterested and stuff is disrespectful, which is what Choma says in a confessional. Faith's not bidding, nor does she seem interested, Even Tiana bid on some of these items, and they have their own little thing. And Tiana probably doesn't even rate Choma's fashions. She only rates her fashion. She's the only fashion bitch that counts. Dr. Romel arrives. I think I skipped past his scene. I think I did. He arrived before the bidding started or whatever, and I don't care. But yeah, people bought stuff. Laura bought stuff as well. Laura is really trying hard to get in cool with the girls so she's not iced out like she was the last time. I think she had a very difficult time with that. And it seems to be working out somewhat for her. But that's really all that happened. I'm going to watch episode 3 now as I work. And I'm going to make some notes and come back and talk to you guys about more things. Bye, y'all.